Hey, Zach here. Today I want to talk about box sizing and CSS reset for a bit. So what is box sizing? In the box model in CSS, we have a container here. The weird thing about it is the padding and the border are not included in the width of the container. This is quite annoying. So box sizing is here to fix this problem. When you set box sizing to border box, the border and the padding will be included in the width. So this is very useful. Many people just use it for everything. Here is the easiest way to do it. You just use the asterisk and then set box sizing as border box for everything. And by the way, the old way is called content box. Now you can find out more in the box sizing page on W3 Schools. You can see the default variable for box sizing is content box, and the problem of this setting is that box sizing does not inherit. So when you set everything as border box and you have a component that was written in content box, the containers inside that component will not inherit the content box from its parent. So as a result, you might have a content box for the component, the first level of the component, but the inside will be a border box because of this setting. So it might mess up with your components layout. So Chris Coyer introduced a better way to set border box. So you set box sizing as inherits for everything, and then border box for just the HTML, because HTML is the highest level. Everything will inherit this setting, so that in this case the inside container will inherit its parent setting. So that will fix the problem. However, there is a bug in Google Chrome, which is the details element doesn't inherit the box sizing from its parent. So here is an example. We have a details here, and then we set its parent as border box, but itself, the detail element itself, is still a content box, because it doesn't inherit its parent setting, and that's why it goes beyond the width of its parent. So to fix that problem, Bootstrap chooses to set everything as border box, so they just ignore the inheriting problem. But the thing is, this is a bug in Google Chrome which should be fixed. But the idea of inheriting and the use of component are very common in CSS. So you sacrifice the inheriting and the use of component for a tiny bug. Does it worth it? And also, how often do you use the detail elements, right? So personally, I prefer Chris' approach, and I also thought about where should I put my setting for the box sizing, and then I realized CSS reset is a good idea. So I dig into CSS reset a little bit, and I found two most popular solutions. The first one is by Eric Mayer, and the other one is Normalize. Yeah, for Eric Mayer's solution, he resets everything to nothing. Like he removes all the default styling. As a result, H1 looks exactly the same as H2. That means you have to write style for everything. And Normalize chose a different approach. It just resets the browser to a basic line, and they try to be as less opinionated as possible. So they don't set font family for you, and also box sizing is not in Normalize. And Bootstrap also introduces its own CSS reset, which is called reboots.css. Well, it's based on Normalize, and it's very up to date, I would say. Like it uses system form stack and everything, so you can find out more on getbootstrap.com. And then there is another trick I really like about in CSS. So the default font size in HTML is 16 px. When you set it to 62.5%, it will be 10 pixel. That means the base of your RAM is 10 pixel. It's 10 px. That's much easier to calculate. For example, when you set your font size in the body as 1.6 RAM, that means 16 px. That's the default setting. So after this setting, you got a base of RAM as 10 px. So later on, you can just later on it's easier to set your RAM. Like if you want a 24 px for your H1, you can just set it as 2.4 RAM. It's much easier to divide by compared to dividing by 16 px by default. And furthermore, I like to add Microsoft Yahe to system font stat, because this is the default font for Chinese in Windows, so which enhance the support for displaying Chinese. So because of all this preference, I created my own CSS reset called dom.css. It's based on reboots, but added all the things I like, as I mentioned. So it will be my starting point for new projects. If you are interested, it's already on GitHub. You can take a look. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Bye.